my loves, what are we doing in this one? We are taking a trip down memory lane. Yes, we are. We are revisiting the Idaho State Police documents and interviews. And guess what we're going to focus on? We are focusing on Sage Collins' involvement, Department of Homeland Security. Yes, all the little things that they were involved in, the interviews. And we're starting with who I believe to be Mr. Adam. Mr. Adam, right? Roommate of Jack DeCore. We're starting with this peach. Yes, indeed. This is one where Sage Collins, Department of Homeland Security, was involved in this interview. And we are going to go through these. The ones that DHS was involved with. I know there's been a lot of that coming up. With Dylan, too. With Dylan, of course, and other players. But we're starting with Adam. What did you say? Remember, Maddie? What did you tell Adam? Well, let's see if we can find out. Remember, guys, this is important stuff here. So this interview took place 5 days after the event at, I believe this is Adam, right? At Adam's house. They interviewed him at his house. So let's see. Let's go through it. This is the lead investigator, right? In this, Idaho State, Matt Wernsing. He was accompanied by Sage Collins, Department of Homeland Security Investigations Task Force Officer. There's a lot of questions about this. This is supplement number 8 in the Idaho State Police record. Supplement 8. If you want to go check that out. Good to revisit these things now. Yeah. So let's see what Adam has to say for himself. This one's interesting, guys. All these little slimy characters involved here, guys. Oh, yes. So let's go. Let's go. All right, my lovelies. Yes, Department of Homeland Security. How about that? Why are they involved? I don't know. No, but, well, let's see. The investigative arm, which is what Sage Collins is about, of course, they're involved. They investigate global threats, right, from gangs like MS-13, which are often involved in violent crimes such as homicide. HSI works with other law enforcement agencies like the FBI and local police departments to bring these cases to federal prosecution. So yes, they were sniffing around this case. Yes, they were. And you got to ask yourself, why is that? Why is that? Why are they sniffing around this case? Now, does it mean there was something like this going on? No, not necessarily. However, because the FBI was involved, Idaho State Police, maybe they thought maybe this was an angle, right? Maybe. But it is interesting. It is interesting here to consider. Now, that would explain certain things. Okay, we're going to leave it right there, though. I mean, we could go far into the mud with this and say, well, they were present because there was some sort of gang activity going on that directly related to this case and got these 4 individuals unalived. We could go that far, guys. We could if you want. Just because there was DHS presence doesn't mean that happened, though. However, they were sniffing around this. Yes, they were. And, well, just another wrinkle, right? Just another piece here of the insanity that is this case. Well, you gotta wonder why they're sniffing around this. Maybe they had good reason to be sniffing around this. Anyway, the first one coming up, well, that's going to be with who I believe is Adam, right? At the Corner Club, roommates with Jack DeCore. Let's see. Let's revisit. And we're going to go through Department of Homeland Security. All of their all the interviews that they were a part of, all right, that we know of, And And we're going to start with Mr. Adam. Let's go, baby. All right, guys. Let's get on. So this is number 8. All right, number 8. Now this document gets convoluted very, very quickly because of all the redactions, as you can see. But I believe we're talking about Adam, and I believe we're interviewing Adam, and he brings up Jack Decor, and he brings up Jack Showalter, and this is an interesting one. This one is very interesting. It is, but it's convoluted because of, as you can see, all the redactions here. So yes, so Sage Collins and Matt Wersing, they interview Adam on 11/18, okay, at his home. All right, HSI Investigative Task Force. Right. Regarding the homicide victims, yes. Okay, and this is a summary of his statement. Now this was audio recorded, and I believe, let me see if this was also video recorded. Yes, it was. So there should be both audio and visual of this out there. Would really like to see that. Yeah, audio and visual recorded. Yeah. Okay, so Adam was a friend of Kaylee and Maddie's, right? And was also their neighbor across the street at the King Road address, right? Right. He did not know Xana or Ethan, according to him. Kaylee was in an on-again, off-again dating relationship with Adam's roommates, with one of Adam's roommates, Jack Decor. Right. Okay, all right. Adam and Jack Decor, I believe, were in the same fraternity. Adam also knew Maddie's boyfriend, Jake, but Jake had graduated and was living in Boise at the time. He knew Kaylee a little more than he knew Maddie because she had dated Jack Decor, and he said their relationship between Kaylee and Jack Decor remained amicable. All right. Yeah, it gets convoluted quickly, this document, guys. Adam and his girlfriend, were at Adam's house on Saturday, November 12th. Okay. Yeah. Now, blank went to the victim's house around 10 p.m. At approximately 10:45 p.m., Adam's girlfriend, Kaylee, and Maddie got a ride to the Corner Club bar located at 202 North Main Street in Moscow. Adam believed they got a ride from an Uber driver named Blank. Now, as far as I remember, and guys correct me, I don't think Eric was the one that gave... No. Let me back up. No. I'm wrong. Okay, let me back up. Adam believed they got a ride from an Uber driver named Eric. Correct. He and his friends went to the Corner Club shortly after the girls left to go to the Corner Club. Not after the girls left the Corner Club, shortly after the girls left to go to the Corner Club. Okay, so according to this, I believe if this is Adam we're talking about, right? Adam did not go to the Corner Club with Jack Decor until the girls already had gone and left themselves to go there, all right? And yes, Eric did pick them up. Because remember, Adam's girlfriend said she felt uncomfortable with Eric Gower. She felt uncomfortable. She felt he was creepy, okay, with the questions and shit. She's the only one that got that, well, I don't know the only one, but she had that suspicion of him. Anyway, let's carry on. After approximately an hour, right, Adam spoke with Kaylee and Maddie briefly while they were at the Corner Club together before they had left. Okay. Now, I believe this is Jack DeCour here. Jack DeCour told Adam the two girls were going to John's Alley Tavern, right? Okay, right. Adam saw they were hanging out with another student he identified as Jack Showalter, and saw them leave the corner club with Showalter. Jack DeCour told Adam the two girls did not typically hang out with Showalter, and Adam thought that was odd. Right. We got this before. Right. It was strange that Showalter was hanging out with them, because they would not hang out with this person typically. Maddie had a class with Showalter. That's about it. But here we are on that fateful evening. Jack Showalter is hanging out with them. Okay, Adam and DeCour walked to Blank's house. Okay, I could be wrong here. Adam and DeCour walked to Blank's house at approximately 1:30 a.m. and stayed there. They woke up the next morning on the 13th, went and got breakfast, and DeCour drove Adam to his house at approximately 11:45 a.m. No. This is not correct. This can't be, because I thought they were roommates, right? See, it gets convoluted really quickly here, guys. It does. This gets convoluted because I thought Adam and Jack DeCour were roommates, right? So this doesn't make any sense. And Blank drove Blank to his house at approximately 11:45 a.m. There was only one police vehicle in front of the residence when they drove by. Blank went outside with Blank and another roommate and watched more law enforcement respond to the scene. Jack DeCour walked gingerly and slowly walked to the victim's house and was there for approximately an hour and a half before returning. DeCour was visibly upset and told Adam and Blank some of the girls had died and Kaylee was one of them. Blank, I'm assuming this is Adam. Adam left Moscow later on Sunday. Adam clarified he and Blank went to the grub truck on their way home from the corner club on the way to Blank's house. He also saw on social media Kaylee and Maddie also went to the grub truck after they were there. Adam thought they may have been at the grub truck between 3 and 3:30 a.m. based on when they posted to their social media. We know that's an hour ahead. So it doesn't matter. That's wrong. The grub truck broadcasted a live feed that captured the two girls at the truck. Right, we know that. This is interesting. Adam thought it was odd that Jack Showalter spent so much time around the two girls. That's Showalter. Adam had heard Showalter, maybe, I don't know, but Adam had heard Blank may have committed the murder, but said Blank went home with their other roommates, Blank and Blank, when he and Blank left the corner club. Okay, Adam, I don't know, I guess, Adam's fourth roommate, blank, blank, worked at there, but would have gone home around 4 a.m. after closing down. After closing down blank. Yeah. There were also 2 more students that lived above and that were hanging out with blank, blank, and blank before they all went to bed. Yeah, convoluted real fast, huh, guys? Yeah, this is one we definitely want to see released. This is completely convoluted, and this one is very crucial. This whole entire sequence here that is redacted, this is extremely crucial to me. This whole entire paragraph here. Yeah. So, this is also convoluted. Adam told Decor, or Decor told Adam he had been woken up between 4 and 4:45 a.m. because Jack Decor and Kaylee's dog, Murphy, had been barking very loudly and uncontrollably. It sounded as though the dog was outside, which was odd because of how cold it was and the dog not being an outside dog. Right, because the perpetrators of this crime, including Dylan Mortensen, they removed Murphy from the house. Now, I don't know if this dog that they heard barking that we hear on the Linda Lane footage and all that, I don't know if that's Murphy barking. Nobody does. They assume it's Murphy barking, but I don't know. It could be another dog. And in fact, when I hear the dog barking, it sounds like a different dog, but I don't know. I was not there. It sounds like a much older dog to me, but again, I'm not an expert in dog. I'm not an expert in barking. You know what I mean? Anyway, but according to this shit, Murphy was not an outside dog. All right. Adam did not know the 2 roommates that were not injured. Listen, this is important. Adam did not know the 2 roommates that were not injured and found it odd that they were sitting in their rooms and slept through the entire incident. Yeah, even Adam found that odd, huh, guys? Like everybody else in the world who has 2 ears and 2 eyes and a brain, except people who are in denial. Yeah, Adam did not know the 2 roommates that were survivors, but he found it odd that they were sitting in their fucking rooms and slept through the incident. Congratulations. Adam was not aware any of the victims had a stalker. He mentioned a stalker from earlier in the year that lived in the blank apartments. The Browns, the Whites, take your pick. The Browns, that had already been reported to police, in which we didn't do anything about, and which Moscow police didn't do any follow-up on. Right. The interview was concluded at 12:09 p.m. For further details from blank statement, Adam's statement, see notes and listen to the audio recording of this interview. I transferred this audio recording to a disk and submitted it into ISP evidence under tag number that. And that is number 1 of our Homeland Security friend. And Matt Wersing doing this. Okay, there you go, guys. That's number 1 of DHS. We are sitting in with Adam. And if that, indeed, I believe that is Adam's interview, they didn't ask him because, here's why. They didn't do their homework. That's why. Because you want to know as well as I do, what did Maddie tell you? I told Adam everything. Do you see that in this interview? Absolutely not. Why? Because they didn't do their homework ahead of time. That is definitely a question you're going to ask him. Well, we hear on the video camera as Maddie and Kaylee and Jack Showalter are walking to the grub truck. We hear Maddie say clearly on that she told you everything. What is that about, sir? Do we hear that question? No. You know why? Because these people involved are corrupt, incompetent. They are not real homicide detectives. They didn't do their homework, because you certainly goddamn fucking will be asking that question. Absolutely. What did she tell you? It seemed pretty important. Kaylee was asking Maddie about it. What did she tell you? Now, he may downplay it, whatever, but you're going to at least be asking that fucking question if you do your homework. Moscow, Idaho State Police. Or should we have Department of Homeland Security take this whole thing over for you because you don't know how to investigate fucking homicides? Yeah, it's probably more like that. Anyway, that's part one in our Department of Homeland Security, Mr. Sage Collins, in his presence in this thing. That's part one. We're going to get to the second interview next. All right, I love you, babies. Oh, yeah, hope you like this series. All right, babies, let's go. Quick note, guys. Quick note. Sage Collins, when I do a find in the entire Idaho State Police document, it only brings up one document where his name is mentioned in the entire thing. Just keep that in mind. Yeah, I type in Sage, I type in Collins, right? I type in Homeland Security. Yeah, interesting. See, like this, Homeland, only one document, and it's document 8. So I have to dig a little more here because other people feel that Sage Collins perhaps was sitting in the interview with Dylan Mortensen. I can't find it. This is the only document where it mentions Homeland Security investigations. It mentions Sage Collins by name. Unless I'm missing something, which is quite possible, I have to do a little bit more digging because Supplement 8 is the only one so far that I found this name and this Homeland Security crap. Let's carry on, my loves. It's the he-she! It's the he-she! Oh, God. What could have been with Kiss? Oh, my God. Now, okay. Oh, God. I'll give it up, Paul. Hey, but wait till Ace comes in and shows he's actually a great singer compared to the he-she. Yeah, here we are. Let's watch, guys. This is just another example why Ace was Kiss. Here we go. This is Cold Gin. There you go, guys. Not the he-she. Not the he-she. Yeah, great. Say, hey, he had a perfect tone, perfect pitch for the music. His voice was much bigger than the he, she here. And it's a shame that, it's a shame that he actually ended up with these fucking morons. Because, much better singer, much better tone to his voice. His voice was much bigger, and it fit with the music. Not the he, she. Not the he, she. Okay, guys. Until the next one, lovies.